Well, I'm coming to you live from the DNC, and guess who else is here? Planned Parenthood. Of course they are. They're in town for the DNC, and they're giving away more than just T-shirts, more than just stickers. Listen to this. They are handing out free abortions and vasectomies. A Planned Parenthood branch out of St. Louis posting this. Here we come, Chicago. Our mobile health clinic will be in the West Loop August 19th to 20th, providing free vasectomies and medication abortion. Emergency contraception will also be available for free without an appointment. Now, it's not only that, there is, and we'll put this picture up, an 18-foot IUD, 18 foot. I'll be on the lookout for it. I guess it will be kind of hard to miss, but they're calling this Frida Womb. That is the name of this 18-foot IUD here at the DNC. Emily, when you combine this with Kamala Harris being the first vice president to visit an abortion providing facility like Planned Parenthood, at a certain point, this starts to feel like celebrating abortion.
Oh, it most definitely is. And it's also total theater, right? Because all this time we've been hearing that what the Democrat Party cares about, and in contrast to the Republican Party, is truly the plight of underserved communities and underserved women. So if that were true, why isn't this and why isn't the messaging actually going to those underserved communities? Why is it simply going to where all the media is camped out at a convention hall? What is incumbent now, and I extend my comments from the first block, is that the Republicans need to come out with counter messaging. They need to come out and articulate, well, while you guys are celebrating abortion, we have people that were simply praying in clinics, and now they're facing untenable terms in federal prison. They need to come out and say, oh, if you care so much about this, then shouldn't you care about the right as an American voter to have that power retain in your local voting position? The messaging really matters, because this kind of gimmicky stuff is the kind of stuff that was sold all throughout little shops on the West Coast and in every coastal town. People wear it on T-shirts, right? They love the slogans. So let's be the GOP, double down on the specificity and why it impacts and how it impacts every voter.
Tammy, I just couldn't believe when I saw, free abortions here at the DNC. Tim Young is a comedian, and here's how he put it, and it just goes to how cavalier they're making this issue. Tim Young said this: J.D. Vance is weird. Also, it's totally normal for there to be a mobile abortion and vasectomy van that shows up outside of the DNC for totally normal people to get abortions and vasectomies like they're going to a taco truck.
Yeah.
Tammy.
Look, I think I probably have more pro-choice friends than others on the panel here. People know my background with the National Organization for Women. Classical liberals and the majority of Democrats embraced safe, legal, and rare.
Yes.
This is ghoulish. Yes. It is not what anyone wanted. And I think part of the argument, they talk about joy for the future and optimism. Deciding you're not going to have children, or you're going to have a vasectomy, and you're going to have abortions, and you want one right now, that is a statement that you have no hope in the future. 70% of abortions happen because of economic reasons. I want women, and this is a perfectly conservative argument, to be able to, if there is a surprise in their life, medically or with a pregnancy, that instead of saying, oh my God, I can't do this, because the Harris economy makes me have to work 2 jobs and I'm barely paying the rent, that you can say, yes, I can do this. And yet this contradiction, this ghoulish obscenity for the Democrats, say, oh, we're looking optimistically to the future. This puts the lie to that immediately on its face.
Tammy, that is so well said, and you are absolutely correct about the economic reasons. Polling does show that most women do want to keep their child if they have the financial means to do so, which is why Rubio has a plan that I wish the party would double down on for women, giving them economic opportunity, Unborn Child Support Act, and so on and so forth. But you make a really important point. Safe, legal, and rare was the Democratic mantra in 2008. Let's play it.
Therefore, what I have worked for many years is to make abortion safe, legal, and rare.
What happened to that, Marie?
Well, first, let's go back to our Fox polling from this morning, that abortion and health care are the 3rd and 4th highest ranked issues that voters care about. On the first, Kamala Harris outpolls Donald Trump by 16 points, and on health care by 11. And I think one of the reasons for that is because Kamala Harris and other national Democrats have talked about abortion as health care, which it is. In Republican-led states where they have banned abortion, we have women in ER bathrooms almost bleeding
Marie,
to
but
death
the
because
question
doctors.
was,
Wait, let me finish, Kaylee.
What
Let me
happened
finish.
to safe, legal, and rare, Marie?
Because doctors are terrified because of Republican legislators of treating women who medically need what is technically an abortion. And I think it should be safe, legal, and rare. I think Democrats do better when we don't appear to be celebrating abortion. But I think when we remind people that it is a health care necessity in some cases for women for health reasons. And on the flip side, Donald Trump refuses to say whether he would sign a nationwide abortion ban, which again doesn't just
Marie,
impact
Donald
women
Trump's
who choose not to have a child, who choose
Trump's
not
been
to,
very clear.
but women
Trump's been
who
very
for
clear.
health reasons are not able to carry a child to term. Republicans have become so extreme on this. J.D. Vance is incredibly extreme on this. And I think Democrats do best, to your
Marie,
point,
but
Kaylee,
let me ask
when
you
they
one
say
thing.
safe, legal, and rare.
Marie, let me ask you one thing before I get Charlie in here. What about Tim Walz and the babies that survived medical abortions, and at least 9 on his watch were not given treatment in Minnesota? Should Democrats have to address that extremity? Born alive infants not given care.
I think that Democrats have been very clear that they want a return to what Roe v. Wade had in place nationally. And that when it is left up to the states, it results in women in danger, medically in danger. We have already seen real-life examples of American women almost bleeding to death because doctors are terrified that they cannot give them care.
You know, Charlie, I do want to bring this up to you. Planned Parenthood Great Rivers, they said this, quote, "We currently have a wait list for free vasectomies. Repost to spread the word." I'll leave you with that, Charlie.
Yeah, no, it's all very dark, and of course, all of the very weird. The idea that you're going to have a taco truck offering free vasectomies at the DNC. If you're going to do that, I can think of no better place than the DNC to offer such things. But it is all very bizarre. It's very weird. I don't think that this is where the majority of American voters are on this issue. And I think that, quite frankly, Republicans are far more in line with the views of voters than the ninth-month abortions. And people have faith that states can handle this issue responsibly.
And that is Trump's position in a nutshell. All right.